This is
Peegs. We'll open up opening statement and open for questions.
first of all, very excited to be at Indiana University. Excited to be with Coach Allen and the rest of the coaches. Looking forward to building on what he's already established. He's created a great environment, a great culture at his football program. So I'm very, very excited to be a part of it.
All right, guys, let Kevin know your name and affiliation when you ask. Go ahead, John.
John Blau, Harold Mountain.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
So I think we saw that Darren Heller, you had some crossover with him for about 8 years. I mean, how did you learn about the job? How did you end up here?
Yeah, well, obviously football is a pretty small network of guys. I did work with Darren Hiller for 8 years at Arkansas State. I knew Coach Womack from prior experience as well. So, and then I actually met Coach Allen years ago. So I had some familiarity with the staff, and obviously having Coach Hiller here was a big bonus for me to be able to make contact with a bunch of these guys.
Peegs, go ahead.
Mike Becker from Peegs.com and 247 Sports.
How you doing?
What do you know about the hand you've been dealt at defensive line, and what kind of personnel do you think you know about so far, and you like what you see?
Yeah, I've had an opportunity to watch, a lot of cut-ups, and we're meeting, so getting on to running and going, obviously we think we have good depth. Jerome, we think he's a very good player. Mike Zamba is a talented kid. I've been really impressed with what they've done as far as how hard they played. Some young defensive linemen that I think have a real chance. I know they played some young guys last season, so I'm excited to have had a chance to meet with the guys a little bit, and we've seen them work out in the morning times. So I think again, this is the culture of the work ethic that Coach Allen's created. You can see it with the defensive line, and that's something we're excited to build on.
Pete DePrimiel, Hoosier.com. Kevin, what kind of athlete will you be recruiting? What are you looking for in a defensive lineman in general? And in particular, what does it take to be somebody who can pressure the quarterback?
Yeah, well, obviously we'd like to have the biggest, strongest, fastest guys we could have. Defensive linemen are hard to find. If you just walk the streets of Bloomington, you're not going to see a lot of 6'3", 6'4" guys that are 270 to 300 pounds that can run real fast. So, we're going to start obviously looking in the state of Indiana. This year's a great year talent-wise in this state. So we're going to start locally and then expand out. The hardest thing to find is guys that have pass rush ability, and those guys with the twitch and the get off the ball. That's something that we're going to work tirelessly to find, and something that we need to be successful to get pressure on that quarterback.
Taylor and Ken.
Coach Taylor Lane with the Peegs.com Rivals.
How you doing?
We've asked the other assistant coaches that have come in this year the same question, but kind of where do you have connections as far as like recruiting goes? What kind of areas will you be designated to around the country?
Yeah, as foot recruiting is in connections as you get older. You just happen to get a lot of connections. It's just called getting old. So I've recruited a lot of places when I was at Arkansas State. Recruited the state of Missouri, the state of Alabama. After being in Tulane for the last few years, obviously surrounding states like that, and then Georgia. We've recruited Georgia. Have not recruited much in this state, but after watching a lot of film, I'm very excited about the talent that we do have in this state, and especially at the defense line positions. So, and again, recruiting is just about building relationships. So if you haven't had established relationships, then you got to get to work and establish those relationships.
Ken and John.
Ken Bykoff, Peegs.com. How would you describe your style of coaching, and what do you hope that you're going to be able to bring to the staff?
Yeah, well, our style of coach, we've always been a developmental staff. We've had a lot of success at the place I've been, developing guys and having them. We've coached several NFL defensive linemen, and we were not at schools that necessarily were recruiting 4 to 5-star kids. So, what we look for is someone that has a great ceiling, a great upside, and then we want to be able to, sounds obvious, but we want to be able to stop the run on early downs and then get after the quarterback. And the more 3-down guys that we can find, they can play first, second, and third down, would be ideal. But if we have to get some guys that are pass rushers that we can get in and use in situational defense, then that's what we'll do as well.
You're a intense teacher, how
Yeah, I'm an intense teacher, so one thing that I'm gonna have to, where I grew up and the last few places I'm at, I need to watch my language out there at practice. So that's something I got to work on. But yeah, absolutely intense, and I need to watch my language.
I guess, there's been some staff turnover, and obviously you as a new coach yourself, I mean, how much time have you had to start developing relationships with players, and how important is that part of it going to be in terms of, convincing them and getting buy-in from them that you're a guy who can help?
Yeah, absolutely. It's vital. I think that no matter what business you're in, it starts with relationships, and we have a great mentor in Coach Allen, and that's something that he values, and he's hired people that have the same values as him. So developing those relationships, that's where it all starts. So that's what, we're going to go out to dinner as a defensive line tomorrow night. We'll spend time together, but there's no shortcuts to that. It just takes time and work.
Taylor, the Peegs?
Coach, looking at your resume, you've made immediate impacts pretty much everywhere you've gone along the defensive line in terms of production. As far as this defensive line that you inherited in Indiana, where does it kind of stand and compare to some of those other ones that you inherited at like Tulane?
Yeah, I think that's why I'm so excited about getting on the field. And again, you can watch the film of the guys, and they played very, very hard, and they've had success here. And hopefully we can continue to build on that success. So until I get a chance to really work with these guys and to see, what they do well and what they can do better and what I can help them with, that's sort of wait and see. But again, I can't tell you how excited I am to work with the guys and the eagerness that these guys have. That's where it's great to start with. I think that's a little bit different. A lot of times I've come into jobs and maybe kids were beaten down a little bit because, took that job because someone was not successful prior. So to be able to come into a program where it's building success and, after the success they had last year, it's exciting for me.
We sit down with Jerome Johnson, and how important is it to have kind of a proven veteran like that to help with that kind of transition?
Yeah, absolutely. It's great. I have had a chance to sit down and talk with him. He's a very, very good athlete. I've had a chance to watch film on him. And for him, us to get to know each other and to see where his strong suits are and his leadership capabilities, that's something that I'm looking forward to. I know he's a great kid to speak with, and I know he's a talented football player. So anytime you start with talent and character, that's a great place to start. So I'm really looking forward to working with him this year.
James Ed is a guy who had a bunch of SEC offers, I think, coming out of high school. Athletic, how much does he compare to some of those guys that you saw in your Arkansas?
Yeah, I've been impressed with him again on film, and he's a guy that when just sitting in our short meetings that we've had, he seems like he's very intelligent, high football IQ. He flashes on film, so I'm excited to work with him. I think he's another type of kid that has a high ceiling, and again, 2 days away from getting out there and getting after it. So I'm very, very excited about him as well.
All good? All right, thanks, Kevin.
Thank y'all.
Guys, I'll send this out, but we'll have